Marco Rubio is looking awfully presidential at the Munich Security Conference. He gave a resounding speech of presidential quality. The presidential race for 2028 certainly is going to be interesting. But what I want to cover is what he spoke on and what the overall theme was at the conference. Now, I highly encourage everybody to go watch the speech. It's not that long, but the themes of it are extremely important. He wanted to ensure the allies across the Atlantic that the Atlantic divide that the media keeps talking about is not true, and that he encouraged our European allies to become partners. And I think that's been the overarching theme since the start of all of this, is that NATO and Europe at large need to basically grow up. We want them to stop being dependents and start being junior partners while America leads the way. He even framed it as a new Western century, basically thumbing his nose at China's approach to this century as being a China-centric century. Like I said, he was the keynote speaker of this event, but he wasn't the only speaker. Of course, many got to get their time in front of the podium, to include a German Chancellor, Merz. Now, he spoke before Marco Rubio did, and his emphasis was that the U.S. can't do this alone, and that but they can do it together, is basically the theme of his speech. And that's a fine winning message. We're better, stronger together type of thing. But America could do it alone, but we would be better off with you guys as junior partners. That said, the underlying tone from J.D. Vance's speech, like I say a year ago, is still true today, as Marco Rubio hit on mass immigration as being the downfall of Western society. And I think the big miss here from all Western leaders that are concerned about this is they keep referencing mass migration without following up with the need for assimilation. Because that is the inherent issue. Immigration itself is not a problem so long as the people that are immigrating into their new home host country respect and abide by the culture and laws in which they now find themselves in. But if they bring their culture and their laws and beliefs and they don't assimilate, and they are counter to the ones that they are living in, then they are no better than basic invaders. I would never move to, say, Japan or Germany and expect them to adapt to me. That is wholly disrespectful of the people that you are now going to make a life around. That said, I do want to speak to the two camps that are extremes in this conversation when it comes to the Atlantic Alliance or the U.S. and European partnership. And that is, there's this old camp, this old guard that are, the old New World Order type that, just enjoyed living off of America's security and, leveraging the American taxpayer dollars to the hilt. And then there's the other side, the isolationists. Where they don't want to do anything and they just want America to go it alone. Here's the thing. You are both wrong. And the position of the Trump administration, the position of MAGA, and the position of the Republican Party now is America leads the way with our junior partnerships. And that's how you need to start framing it. That's what you need to understand, and just stop complaining, because you're yelling at walls, you're yelling at deaf ears, and nobody cares.